Please join us in welcoming the Joint Service Commanders for the delivery of the game ball. Lieutenant Colonel Ray Kanuka, United States Army Commander, 344th Military Intelligence Battalion. Lieutenant Colonel Brian Meade, United States Marine Corps Commanding Officer, Marine Corps Detachment Goodfellow. Major Benjamin Tillman, United States Space Force Commander, 533rd Training Squadron Detachment 1. Assisting with the coin toss this evening is Colonel Angelo State.
You are looking live here at LeGrand Stadium on the campus of Angelo State University. I'm Matthew Kamen, joined by Levi Horner, bringing you tonight's monumental Lone Star Conference game between two of the conference heavyweights here, featuring Angelo State and the visiting Central Washington Wildcats. And Levi, this game between these two heavyweights, 1 and 2 in the Lone Star Conference standings, might determine who wins the conference championship this year.
Absolutely, it will, Matt. I mean, these two teams were sitting at 1 and 2 in the preseason polls. Other than that, this was expected to be the conference championship game all along, and it turns out it's just turned out to be the way that it is the conference championship game. I guess Western Oregon is also in that conversation, but if Angelo State wins today and they win next week, the conference title is theirs in sole possession. So Angelo State still got a little bit more work to do if they win today. However, Central Washington has to win today, but they'll also have to beat Western Oregon as well, as they still got 2 more games to play. And so the conference championship, you can call this the conference championship game, but the conference championship, regardless of who wins today, is still wide open.
Yes, but the winner of this game right here will be in the driver's seat to win this year's Lone Star Conference championship. And on the side of Angelo State, they come into this one 6-2, undefeated in conference play, number 1 in the conference, and they are led by a stout defense, which is number 1 in the Lone Star Conference and number 6 in the nation in defensively, giving up 10 points a game to their opponents.
Yeah, this Angelo State defense has been stout all year long, no matter who they played. But they're going to have their hands full today against a really good Central Washington offense. I mean, this is a team that averages a lot of points per game. This is a team that puts the ball through the air. They'll do it on the ground. They'll do it through the air. It doesn't matter. Central Washington can do it. And they move the ball at ease, and they move the ball at will. And so this is a great Central Washington team that's really going to test this Angelo State defense.
Yes, they will. Central Washington also comes into this one 6-2 overall, 5-1 in the conference, ranked number 17th in this week's top 25. And Central Washington, their only loss of the season came 3 weeks ago when they played UT Permian Basin, lost 14-13. That was their only conference loss of the season, and their first loss of the season coming in their very first game of the season, but that was to FCS opponent San Diego by a score of 26-7, which is a pretty respectable loss. Central Washington looking to come into San Angelo today and take the Lone Star Conference Championship right under the belt of Angelo State. But just like you said, they still have to play Western Oregon, and so does Angelo State. Western Oregon still in the hunt for that conference championship as well, so look out for the team up there in Monmouth, Oregon. Central Washington, they have a stout defense too, and they are led by their star safety Tanner Volk, who was last year's Cliff Harris Award winner and was the Lone Star Conference Defensive Player of the Year, also was a finalist for the Harlan Hill Trophy winner last year, and was just named Division II football's National Defensive Player of the Week this past week.
Absolutely. He's a great player, and, he's someone Fuller's going to have to look out for. Fuller struggled early in the year. Fuller's really starting to get his groove. He's really kind of starting to find his rhythm. And so with that being said, he's going to have to keep an eye out, because that safety is going to be lurking, and he's going to watch Fuller's eyes. And Fuller's going to have to play just as good as he played last week against Sul Ross and the week before that as well. Fuller has been looking like the quarterback of the year for the Lone Star Conference, and so I'm sure he'll be just fine, however. But it's still going to be a tough task for both teams. Both offenses are really good. Both defenses are really good. It should be a bunch of smash mouth football, Matt.
A very physical game it should be indeed. Central Washington is second in the Lone Star Conference in defense. They give their opponents 13 points a game, and they are the best offense in the conference, averaging 30.8 points a game. Angelo State third in offense as well. To the Lone Star Conference heavyweights going straight at it here in San Angelo, Texas. Last time out for Angelo State, they beat Sul Ross here in San Angelo by a score of 57-10. Had a few early hiccups, but then recovered, and they were off to the races from there.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of it had to do with the way Fuller played last week. Fuller played a great game last week, and as well as the defense. The defense, only gave up 10 points to Sul Ross, who has really looked like a respectable team the last couple of weeks. Last 3 weeks. They beat Western New Mexico 3 weeks ago, and they beat Eastern New Mexico today. And so a very respectable Sul Ross team that Angelo State just dominated from all phases of the game.
In Central Washington, they came into this one winning their last game against Midwestern State by a score of 42-21, lighting it up on both sides of the field, especially their offense in being led by Kennedy McGill, their redshirt sophomore quarterback from Bothell, Washington, as he put up 223 yards through the air. A very clean game from him, 14-28, 223 yards, and 2 touchdowns through the air. And their running back, Tyler Flanagan, who was the Lone Star Conference preseason Offensive Player of the Year, 15 rushes for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground for him as well. So as we are ready to kick things off here in San Angelo, Angelo State in the blue, Central Washington in the white. Angelo State will receive the ball first. As we are underway here, kick things off here. And that will be a touchback. And that will bring on the Angelo State offense, who has looked really good as of late. And they are led by their star quarterback, Braden Fuller.
And you're absolutely right, Matt. I mean, Fuller has played phenomenal so far throughout this year. He has 3 Lone Star Conference Player of the Week awards. He arguably could have had more. He has just really found his rhythm as of late and has really looked like a great building piece for this Rams team going into next season as well as finishing off this season, as the Rams are still very much in the playoff hunt.
San Angelo State, they line up in the shotgun 5 wide here to start off. Fuller drops back to pass, will fire down the middle, and that is caught, and he is off to the races. That'll be an opening play touchdown from Angelo State to start things off.
And Matt, that was just a great throw, finding him in the seam, soft spot, putting that ball right on the money, in stride, touchdown for the Rams. And I'm telling you, Fuller has really looked good these last few weeks, and that was just a great throw.
And that is exactly what you want if you are a Rams fan here in this key game. That is Zeke Freeman on the 75-yard touchdown catch. And what a way to start off the game. as we await the extra point. The extra point is up and it is good. So Angelo State, they go on the Vexus Fiber Fast scoring drive. One play, 75 yards. Braden forward to Zeke Freeman for 75 yards for 6. And Angelo State, as they lead 7-0 here against the number 17th ranked Central Washington. And we will take a real quick break. But before then, a word from one of our sponsors at Armstrong Backus. Attention Ram and Ram Bell fans. Armstrong Backus and Company is proud to support Angelo State University. From the field to the court, they've been cheering on the Rams and Ram Bells for decades. Just like ASU, they believe in excellence, dedication, and a winning spirit. Whether it is tackling taxes, auditing your business, or serving up strategic financial planning, Armstrong Backus & Co. is your full-service public accounting firm. From personal tax preparation to complex business consulting, they've got the experience you could trust for all your financial needs. So when it's time to balance the books or plan your next big financial move, remember Armstrong Backus & Company delivers experience you can trust. Let's go Rams. As we are ready to kick things off here after the one-play drive for Angelo State. They lead 7-0 over the 17th ranked team in the country. And that will draw a flag as that kick went out of bounds. And Central Washington will start off their drive in pretty good field position.
Absolutely, Matt. They're going to start off at the 40. And this is a really good offense. I believe they're either first or second in the conference in total offense. So this is an offense that Angelo State's really going to be tested by. And, this is a great Angelo State defense, as you said, top 10 nationally. But they're going to be really tested today.
And Central Washington is led by their quarterback, Kennedy McGill, who's thrown for over 1,000 yards this year, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And their star running back as well, Tyler Flanagan. He has 692 yards on the ground this year and 10 total touchdowns. They line up in the pistol here. Flanagan will take the handoff, and he will rumble for about 3 on the carry. As we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, Angelo State 6th in the country in defense. Central Washington also checked in at 9th in the country. They line up in the pistol set again. Handoff to Flanagan. He's got some open room. He bounces it out to the outside. He's got a first down.
And Matt, Flanagan's one of those runners. He's not going to kill you with speed, but he will kill you with power. And as you saw, they're just a very powerful runner. He found his lane, and he went with it, and he did not stop for anybody.
As McGill lines up in the shotgun. 3 wide receiver set. They send a man in motion. Will sprint out to the far left side. He's got room. And he takes it across the 40 for a first down. Central Washington getting it done so far on their first drive of the ball game through the ground.
And Matt, with you being able to get the running game going, this opens up the door for a bunch of play action passes. And so I would not be shocked to see a little bit of a play action here, or possibly even just a straight up pass. But just when you're able to run the ball as good as you are, it opens the door for play action passes to really fool the defense.
He takes a snap, and he will hand off to Flanagan. Patient in the backfield, and he is quickly stood up at around the 41-yard line. That is number 91, Criovani Johnson, on the stop. Be a 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. McGill in the shotgun. Sends Flanagan in motion. And a quick hitch to the outside. That is caught by number 18, his intended target, Darius Morrison. That'll make it a 3rd and more manageable. About 3rd and 4 from the 34. Central Washington lines up with split backs in the backfield. McGill in the shotgun. He takes a snap. He drops back to pass, looking, and he's almost a one-handed grab as that pass will fall incomplete. As that was Darius Morrison again, the intended target, and that'll bring up a 4th and 4. And it looks like, Levi, here you are in no man's land, so it looks like the Wildcats will elect to go for it.
Yeah, Matt, this would probably be about a 49-yard field goal for the Wildcats. And, you know, altitude does make a difference, and they're a little bit lower altitude than where they usually are.
It's four wide receivers out wide. Flanagan in the backfield. McGill takes a snap. He drops back, and he rolls out.
And Matt,
flags thrown, and looks like that will be a holding call, and that might bring on the kick team for Central Washington.
As this is just going to be declined. It's going to give Angelo State the ball, Matt. So
Angelo State made the stop there on 4th down, and as the Wildcats turn it over on downs, Angelo State will start their 2nd drive of the game from the 34-yard line. After that one-play touchdown drive, on a throw to Zeke Freeman for a 75-yard pass.
And here come the Rams, Matt. 5 receivers. As trips on the near side and just twins to the far side.
As they send a man in motion, that is Donnie Bishop. Fuller fires over the middle, and that one is low for his intended target. That was Zeke Freeman again. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line for Angelo State. He fakes the handoff to Wilcox on the read option, and Fuller looks like he got across the 45 there. It'll be a gain of 5 on that quarterback keeper. This will be a 3rd and 5 on the 45. Angelo State lines up at 5 wide now. They send Braden Wilcox in the backfield. They send another receiver in motion. Fuller drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and he'll just take it. And he has nowhere to go on that one. Rush for a loss of 1 on the play.
And Matt, after giving up a deep touchdown pass on the very first play of the game, Central Washington does a great job of getting off the field right there, shutting down Fuller, shutting down the running game, shutting down the passing game, and as well as just getting pressure on Fuller when he is going back to pass. To force a punt and give them another opportunity offensively to respond.
And this is booted high and deep. And there is a flag thrown on the return. So it looks like the minimal return will bring it back. As the Central Washington offense will start their new drive deep in their own territory. And it will be a legal block in the back called on Central Washington on the punt return. And that will put the ball on their own 8-yard line. So that is where they will start their new drive. And we will take a quick break. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Military Appreciation. We honor the brave men and women who have served our country. What freedoms and rights we enjoy today were granted to us by the sacrifice of those in our armed forces. At this time, would all former and active military members please stand to be recognized? Join us in saying thank you to all military personnel and their families here today. God bless America.
And we are back as Kennedy McGill will lead his troops back out on the field for their second drive of the ball game. Ball on the 8. So he takes it, will hand it off to Flanagan. He's got a little bit of open space.
And, Matt, there's a flag on the field in the territory of what looks like to be holding.
Flanagan with the carry. There's another flag on the play.
Looks like it'll be another penalty to drive the Wildcats back.
Looking a lot nicer now.
It looks like that will bring a half the distance to the goal, so potentially the ball will be at the 4-yard line here. So that'll bring up a 1st and 14 from their own 4-yard line for the Wildcats. As they line up in the pistol again. McGill takes a snap and will hand it off. And Flanagan breaking a couple tackles, gets almost to about the 15.
I'll tell you what, Matt, Flanagan is a really good quarterback or running back. You know, just very much power through, and, you know, he just does a great job in showing off his power and what he's able to do as a running back for the Central Washington team.
A very big and physical runner Tyler Flanagan is. A lot of the reason why he was named the preseason Lone Star Conference Offensive Player of the Year. As they line up in 4 wide. And a little QB keeper here for McGill. And McGill will get a couple there. We'll see where the referees spot it. Actually, another flag called. It is a legal shift. So that will bring back the Wildcats 5 more yards.
And really, Matt, so far, the Wildcats just shooting themselves in the foot so far, both drives throughout this game, and they're just doing the same thing right now, just continuing to shoot themselves in the foot.
It's instead of a potential first down, is now a 2nd and 8, ball on the 10. McGill sends a man in motion. They fake the jet sweep and they hand it off to Flanagan, and he gets out almost to about the 15. This will be a 3rd and 3 now for the Central Washington offense. Central Washington does love to run the ball, and actually their leading rusher on the year is Kennedy McGill, the quarterback. So a dual threat guy that the Wildcats have taken snaps for them. So McGill drops back to pass and will fire down the sideline. He's got a man, but he overshoots him. The intended target was number 6, Darian Gaines. And the Wildcats will have to punt.
And man, Matt, that would have been a huge get there for the Wildcats, as that had touchdown potential written all over if you could just put that pass right on the money. Overall, so far the Rams have done a great job shutting down the Central Washington offense. However, Central Washington just continues to shoot themselves in the foot.
And this punt bounces around the 41-yard line, and Andrew Pitts will pick it up and take it out for a minimal gain. So it looks like the officials will spot the ball at the 31-yard line. And before we go any further, a word from one of our other sponsors at Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's has been feeding hungry fans since 1996. This football season, Cane's is serving up their delicious cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, fresh coleslaw, buttery Texas toast, and tangy cane sauce. And it's available to order pregame at raisingcanes.com or on their mobile app.
And here's a big drive for the Rams, Matt. If they can come down and score here and make the lead, 14-0, that would be a huge get for this Angelo State and just continue the momentum heading into the next. That really was huge.
As that pass to Cale Williams fell incomplete, so second down now for the Rams. Ball on the 34. Fuller takes a snap and fires the quick slant. That is caught by Kyle Bradford.
And on third down and about 4, Matt, that really opens up the playbook for the Rams. They could do a QB draw. Fuller's really good at those. You could do any type of screen pass. You could do a bubble screen, anything. It just opens up the playbook and the realm of possibilities here for the Rams on third down and 4.
Here we go. Third down and 5. Ball on the 39. As they fake the toss, and Braden Fuller will keep it, and he is tracked down. Shoestring tackle there from number 42, who makes the tackle for the Wildcats.
And that's a huge tackle there, Matt, for the Wildcats, because he had plenty of space. He was going to get that first down if they don't make that shoestring tackle.
That is Chase Lloydhammer with the big tackle there to bring on the kick team for Angelo State. Tackle for a loss of 2. And Central Washington will get the ball right back as they almost blocked the punt there. And a fair catch called and be down at about the 23-yard line, 24-yard line for the Wildcats. And we will take a real quick break. You're watching Rams football live on Flo Sports.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorite queso and pico. And so, H-E-B Brisket Queso was born. Because that's how we express our love. Looks like you got the message. Brisket Queso, to Texas with love from H-E-B.
And we're back here as Kennedy McGill will take the offense out on the field for their third drive of the game. Start their new drive from the 24. McGill in the shotgun. Will take the snap and a QB keeper here as McGill will take it himself, and he breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races. He'll be forced out of bounds around the 50-yard line.
And Matt McGill trying to show he's not the only running quarterback in this game. He's got some wheels of his own.
And he's not the only physical runner that this Wildcats roster has. Outside of Tyler Flanagan, man, you saw McGill break a tackle, bounce off a tackle, and then take it to the 49 on a big gain on the ground for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Matt, he was playing chess while the Rams defense was playing checkers.
As McGill fakes the handoff via play action. He's looking deep, fires, and incomplete.
Just a little miscommunication there, Matt, as you know, the Wildcat receiver thought he was going to throw it to the outside, and you know, he threw it to the inside. And once he threw it to the inside, just a bit of a miscommunication, but you know, that's 2 times now Central Washington's had the opportunity to hit on the deep ball, and they just couldn't do it.
And it looked like Morrison had the inside leverage when he made that break on his route. So if McGill took his time a little bit more and fired down the middle, that would have been 6 for Central Washington.
He did. It was a really deep post route, and you know, I mean, just it didn't matter.
So they send a man in motion. They do the jet sweep, and that is number 2 on the carry. That is Jalen Grable. On the jet sweep, takes it to about the in Angelo State territory to the 43-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd and 2. Cameron Daniels, the back, in for the Wildcats. They line up in the pistol. Here's the handoff. And he falls forward ahead of the first down marker. So Cameron Daniels will help the Wildcats get a first down.
I mean, just a great job there, just plowing through the Rams defense, Matt. I mean, just great job.
It's Daniels still in the game as the back here for Central Washington. They send a man in motion, fake the jet sweep. McGill will take it himself. And he gets about 1 yard on that QB keeper. And it looks like there's a man down for the Rams. As we will take an injury timeout, you're watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
At Shannon, caring for our community is at the heart of everything we do. Our dedicated teams provide hands-on educational opportunities, offering continuing education credits for nursing and EMS providers. We've partnered with the American Heart Association to provide CPR training and kits for high school students and area schools. We participate in numerous community education events, providing current health information and screenings to the public. Shannon, partnering with our community for a healthier future.
And we're back here, 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. Daniels still in the game as the running back. Wildcats line up in the pistol, and they fake the handoff on the read option, and McGill's got the edge, and he will scamper across the first down. As McGill showing off his running ability once again.
And really, Matt, I mean, Central Washington just doing a great job right now responding to what the Rams have done in the first quarter. I mean, this would be a great time. Tie it up, 2 minutes, 55 seconds left. If you could go into the second quarter down 7 knowing you had a bunch of missed opportunities on the passing game, you feel good for the Wildcats.
They line up in the shotgun. Send Daniels in motion. And another QB keeper for McGill. And he has nowhere to go there as he is tackled, looks like for a loss. Be lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for McGill on that QB keeper. The Wildcats line up in 5 wide. McGill takes a snap, will drop back to pass. He'll step up in the pocket, rolls out, and finds his man in the flat.
I think there's a flag on the field, Matt. I'm pretty sure it's about to come back again for holding.
The flag was thrown in the area of holding. So we'll see what the ref calls here. So they will pick the flag up. And it will be ruled a completion for the Wildcats, so they are in the red zone there. The ball was caught by number 1, Marcus Cook. They line up in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. McGill takes a snap and will fire it quickly to Cook on the.
And another flag.
Little swing pass there, and another flag thrown on the field. You're right, Levi. We'll see what it is. Referees discussing what the flag will be. And they originally were going to call it a chop block, but they pick it up again. So the ball complete to Cook to the 10-yard line. This will be a 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Flanagan back in the game as the running back. McGill takes a snap, hands it off to Flanagan, and Flanagan will get a couple there on that run. Stephen Woods and Kenton Allen on the stop there for the Rams. Ball on the 7-yard line for the Wildcats, 3rd and 3. They send Flanagan in motion. McGill will keep it himself, and he is stopped. At around the 5-yard line. Will be a timeout, Central Washington, before the first quarter ran out. So Central Washington will have a big 4th down here, deep in Angelo State territory, threatening to score. It looks like they will go for it, Levi.
And yeah, Matt, it's quite a possibility. I think they kind of feel the desperation here, although it looks like the kicker's kind of warming up.
It would be a 4th and 1 from the 5, as the kicker is out on the field for Central Washington. So maybe they elect to kick. So Cooper Britton is the kicker for Central Washington, the true freshman from Snoqualmie, Washington. As McGill is on the sideline, so Central Washington will elect to take the 3 and get some points on the board before the first quarter ends. Daniel Stewart in as the holder. This should be a chip shot for Cooper Britton. Just 2 yards beyond where you would kick the extra point. So here we go, 4th and 2, ball on the 5. Central Washington electing to kick it. Here's a snap, hold is good, and Britton's kick is up and good. So Central Washington gets 3 points on that drive, and at the end of the first quarter, the Rams lead the Wildcats 7-3. As you are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa is a giant of a credit card. With great low rates, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, and even a rewards option, First Community's Platinum Visa is the card for you. With security as a high priority, you can lock your card in case it's lost, stolen, or just to limit its use. So be smart, bank smart with First Community Federal Credit Union's Platinum Visa.
Attaining the rank of full colonel in both services. The majority of his 29 years as a commissioned officer was spent working as an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. He was chief of oral and maxillofacial surgery in Pregame, Germany, and also chief of his specialty at Medical Center Landstuhl, Germany. He retired from the United States Army in 1998. Dr. Bush had a 35-year oral surgery practice in San Angelo before retiring. During those years, he hired many Angelo State University students, primarily nursing students. He and his wife Randy have established 4 different scholarship endowments at Angelo State, benefiting English, nursing, biology, and global security studies students. Thank you, Dr. William Bush, for your support and service to our country and your steadfast support for Angelo State University.
And we are back. As here's the kick, and a short, shallow kick here. Be fair caught at the 30-yard line. So that's where Angelo State will start their next offensive drive. So we'll look over some first quarter stats for you here real quick. Braden Fuller, 2 for 4, 80 yards, and had that long touchdown pass to Zeke Freeman, who has 1 catch for 75 yards and a touchdown to start off this game. Kennedy McGill has 6 rushes for 55 yards. Tyler Flanagan, 6 rushes for 33 yards. As Fuller takes a snap and steps up in the pocket and is brought down around the 30-yard line.
Braden Fuller on the quarterback keeper gets a yard.
Ball will be spotted at the 31. So a 1-yard rush there for Braden Fuller on the keeper. They send Jones in motion. Jaden Jones is the back. Fuller takes a snap, drops back, and will fire one deep down the field. He's got a man open. That is Rideau on the catch, and Rideau is up to the 29-yard line for Angelo State.
That was just a great throw there, Matt, and I mean, just a great catch. And the Rams are looking to be in business, Matt, to respond to that field goal that Central Washington just got.
Fuller on the reverse here. Pitches it to Kyle Bradford on the reverse. And he is stood up. Loss of 2 on that rush. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Rams. On that deep pass, there was another busted coverage for Central Washington, as we saw at the beginning of the game when Zeke Freeman had the 75-yard touchdown catch. So they send Hunter Wallace in motion. Fuller steps up in the pocket, runs into one of his linemen, and will just slide down at the 30. So gets 2 yards on the quarterback keeper.
This is a big 3rd down, Matt, for Central Washington. If they can force Angelo State to a field goal here, that would be a huge moral victory, as this is not the most manageable field goal, but it is a makeable one.
Angelo State 3rd down and 10, ball on the 29. They line up with 4 wide receivers. Fuller drops back to pass. He'll fire deep down the middle, looking for Wallace. It is. Did he catch it? No, he didn't. It looks like he had it in his hands for a while, but that was knocked out.
And Matt, let me tell you something very impressive about that throw. Is Fuller was throwing off of his back foot there. Very impressive arm strength there by Fuller to be able to get that to the end zone accurately and to give his receiver a chance to make a play.
Now this will bring up a long field goal for the Rams. This field goal is up and good, and that will make the Rams take a 10-3 lead as the Rams get 3 on that drive. And we'll take a real quick break. You're watching Rams football live on Flo Sports.
Michelob Ultra, courtesy of Saw Your Airball last game. A refreshing Michelob Ultra, courtesy of, you have a highlight reel of airballs.
Cheers, my friend.
Here's your Raising Cane's scoring drive summary. Rams scored on a 6-play, 41-yard drive capped by a 47-yard field goal. Our score, Rams 10, Central Wash 3.
And we're back here on the drive for Angelo State, which ended up in 3. The Vexus Fire Fast drive, 6 plays, 41 yards, capped off by a 47-yard field goal from Brad Larson to extend the Ram lead to 10-3. As that kick will go out of the end zone for a touchback. And Central Washington will start their new drive on the 25.
This is a big drive for Central Washington, Matt. They need to be able to respond to the Rams here to make this more manageable, because this Rams defense isn't just going to give it to you. If you can just come down and come down with a touchdown, this is a great game. I mean, right now it's already a great game. Both defenses have shown that they're very strong, they're very good, they're some of the best in the nation. But, you know, Central Washington's got to get something going here to respond.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for Central Washington. Ball on the 25. McGill in the shotgun. And will keep it himself. And he has to cut back, and he is swarmed by the Angelo State D-line. Be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 2nd and 10. McGill did not get anything on that QB keeper. McGill takes a snap, will hand it off to Flanagan. And Flanagan, hard-nosed running, gets to about the 29. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 here for the Wildcats.
Here's a big 3rd down here for the Wildcats, Matt.
This Wildcats lineup with 4 wide receivers. Flanagan is the back in the backfield. Send a man in motion. Go trips to the far right side. McGill will step back to pass. He fires one deep. He has a man. That is Cook. And he is down across the 35. A big play for Central Washington. They're down in Angelo State territory.
That was a great throw there, Matt. And, you know, caught him in stride. However, there's a great shoestring tackle there by the Rams. If they don't make that tackle, that's a touchdown. That's 6.
Marcus Cook with the grab. And a big play there for the Wildcats. A 40-yard bomb to Marcus Cook. To give this offense new life, they line up in the pistol. Flanagan is the back. Hand off to Flanagan. Flanagan will bounce it out of the outside and is knocked out of bounds across the 25 to about the 24. It's 2nd and 3, ball on the 24. Another handoff to Flanagan. Flanagan has an open lane, and he bulldozes over Rams defender, and he pushes around out of bounds to about the 5.
But, yeah, Matt, there's another flag on the play. Could be, it's in the territory of holding, and so, I mean.
It'll be another flag on the Wildcats, another hold. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 13 for the Wildcats. Ball on the 34. It's 2nd and 13. hold was called on Kingston Gray on the big rush from Kyle Flanagan. McGill takes a snap. He'll keep it. And he's still on his feet and finally brought back down.
Quarterback keeper by Kennedy Gall and Dylan Neely.
At about the 25-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. Wildcats are in field goal range, but if you're the Wildcats, you're wanting a touchdown.
Absolutely, you want a touchdown. You tie this game up. I mean, it just makes it a lot more easier. As it just essentially goes back to 0-0.
McGill lines up in the shotgun. Will take the snap. Will fake the handoff on the RPO, and that is caught over the middle. And the catch is made by number 2, Jalen Grable, to the 5. And a new set of downs for the Wildcats. The Wildcats line up quickly. They line up in the pistol. McGill takes a snap and will hand it off to Daniels. Makes one person miss in the backfield and quickly brought down.
Cam Daniels stopped at the line of scrimmage. Owen Seaver gets him a yard loss.
And now bring up a 2nd and goal from the 8 for the Wildcats. They line up with trips to the right side. Will roll out to the right side, getting hounded, and McGill will just throw that one away. So that'll bring up a 3rd and goal from the 8.
Steven Woods hurried the quarterback. Incomplete pass.
The Angelo State defense ready to make another goal line stand and force the Wildcats to take 3 again.
Here comes third down.
Big 3rd down here for the Wildcats. Flanagan back in the game as the running back. McGill takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket. He'll keep it himself. Is he in? He's in for the touchdown. And the Wildcats get 6 off the touchdown scamper from Kennedy McGill as we await the extra point to tie things up at 10.
Kennedy McGill had the quarterback draw for the touchdown. Extra points come.
It's Cooper Britton on to attempt the extra point here for the Wildcats. Snap is good, hold is good. And the extra point is good as well. So we are tied at 10, the Wildcats and the Rams, in this heavyweight clash here in the Lone Star Conference with 6:56 to play here in the second quarter. You are watching Rams football live from Flow Sports.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're mango tangoing now. Dropping a beat now, feeling the groove now. Luncheon breezy now, going bananas now. Making moves now, craving lighter now. Feeling brighter now, sipping sunshine now. You're on Tropic Time now. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Take your taste buds on a holiday with our new Red Sangria Smoothie and Island Flax.
And we are back after the scoring drive from the Wildcats. Capped off by a touchdown run from Kenyon McGill. Short kickoff here.
Oh, my goodness, man.
And that bounced back. It is recovered by the Wildcats.
My
The
goodness.
Wildcats say they have it.
There's a flag on the field. We see the Wildcat defense coming out. I think he caught it when he was out.
So they will give the ball to Angelo State.
Matt, that took a perfect bounce, too, for Central Washington.
And it did go out of bounds. And the Rams nearly avoided disaster there.
It really genius on Central Washington's part. I mean, no one came up to it. I mean, the Rams just kind of just let it take a bad bounce. I mean, great job there by Central Washington.
So they send the tight end in motion. Fuller takes a snap and will hand it off. That is Dishler taking around the outside. Actually, no, that is not Dishler. That is...
It's number 40.
Oh, that is Cameron Dishler. On the carry, good run from Cameron Dishler. To get a first down here for the Rams. So Rams line up in 5 wide here. And a QB keeper from Fuller. Fuller bounces it out to the outside. There's a flag thrown, and that will probably be holding on Angelo State.
Quarterback keeper around the right end. Good for 9 yards. There's a flag on the field.
And that is holding on Angelo State. So that nice first down run from Braden Fuller will be chalked off.
But instead of it being like 1st and 20, at least it's 1st and 11 instead.
Holding was called on number 53, Viliami Salakilu. They send Dishler in motion, and another penalty for the Rams. Actually, no, a timeout called by the Rams before the snap. So with 5:58 here to play here in the first half, Rams and the Wildcats deadlocked at 10. Just under 6 to play here in the half. 1st and 11, ball on the 49 for the Rams.
Graduation and championships are the hallmark of ASU athletics. But to reach those goals, we need your support.
As ever since the big one-play touchdown for the Rams on the first play of scrimmage, they have not gotten much on offense.
And yeah, no, Matt, they remained pretty stagnant other than that field goal. They had one other really good play, a 40-yard pass from Fuller that set them up in the field goal range to give them their 10th points. But other than that, Matt, the Central Washington defense has really held the Rams in check.
As we expected, a very physical game here between two teams at the top of their conference, 1 and 2 in defense. Both are top 10 in the nation in defense as well. So you would imagine points will be hard to come by here in this one.
Absolutely, Matt. I mean, points will be hard to come by. I mean, this is setting up what could be a Lone Star Conference championship. I mean, you control your own destiny if you win this game.
As the winner of this one will be in the driver's seat to win the conference. As Fuller steps up to pass and has a man on the sideline. That was Cale Williams. The pass falls incomplete, so it'll be a 2nd 11 from the 49. Gischler in the game as a running back for Angelo State. They got trips on the left side. Fuller takes a snap and will step back up, floats it over to Gischler over the middle, and he's across the 30 for a first down. A nice play design there from Angelo State.
That was a really good play design there from Angelo State there, Matt, as I had the defense fooled there for a minute. And it just worked out in Angelo State's favor.
As Braden Fuller took the snap, slowly crept up there like he was going to run it, then floated it over to Gischler.
Yeah, like a Tim Tebow kind of jump pass kind of thing.
How Urban Meyer used to do back in the day with Tim Tebow. Yeah, that worked a lot with a running quarterback. There's an open backfield here for Angelo State. And a timeout called by Central Washington before the snap. It'll still be a 1st and 10 on the 29 for Angelo State. 5 minutes and 2 seconds to play here in the half. Angelo State with a pretty good drive here, looking to get points in what might be their final drive of the half. Have some stats for you here real quick. 203 total yards for Central Washington, 167 for Angelo State. Kennedy McGill, 5 of 10 for 76 yards for Central Washington. McGill also adding in 71 yards on the ground. Taylor Flanagan behind him with 45 yards. McGill also has a touchdown on the day on the ground as well. For Angelo State, Braden Fuller, 4 for 8, 142 yards, and a big touchdown pass, the first play from scrimmage to Zeke Freeman. Braden Fuller, 6 rushes for 15 yards as well, and Gischler has 1 rush for 12 yards. And on the receiving end, Zeke Freeman has 1 catch for 75 yards. Rideau has 1 catch for 40. Cook for Central Washington, 3 catches for 54 yards. As both teams are out there on the field, they hand the ball off to Gischler here on the left side, and he rumbles forward, gets pushed out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
Looks like there's a Wildcat player down there, Matt, very seriously injured.
Gischler with the carry.
As there is someone down for Central Washington, here on the sideline. And as they tend to him, we will take a real quick break. You're watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
For more than 130 years, First Financial Bank has supported our state's industries and helped our fellow Texans achieve their personal and business goals. As one of the nation's leading community banks, we proudly support the communities we serve, including right here in San Angelo. Our bankers live here, shop here, and our children go to school here. And in the fall, we proudly cheer for the Rams. First Financial Bank, we're Texas, member FDIC.
This is where we live, a place where trucks are the backbone of our lifestyle, as essential as a roof over our head and clothes on our back. When having a truck is essential, you should drive a Tundra from Mitchell Toyota. A Toyota Tundra is a formidable combination of power, space, technology, safety, fuel efficiency, reliability, and value retention. Plus, it's a great-looking truck. Come see us at Mitchell Toyota, where we put the deal back in dealership.
And we're back here. Angelo State lines up with trips on the right side. A quarterback keeper from Fuller's. He is quickly brought down to the backfield.
Fuller on the keeper, loss of yards on the play.
Angelo State hurries back up to the line. Trips on the right side. Fuller takes a snap, will roll out, and he lost the ball, and he is brought down back behind the 35-yard line. Disaster third down play for Angelo State.
And that is bad on Caden Fuller's part, Matt, because it knocks him out of field goal range where they got to go for it on fourth down. You're in no man's land.
It's the ball on the 37 here for Angelo State. Just a disaster third down play. It brings up a fourth down and long. Fuller was getting ready to pass and just lost the ball. There'll be a timeout called, and while they're, we'll take one with them. You're watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
In a world filled with challenges, there is a beacon of hope. For almost 100 years, Rams have been leading the charge, building a century of success on the pillars of resilience, perseverance, and determination. Through our elite facilities, cutting-edge technology, and advanced research and learning opportunities, we're preparing students to tackle the challenges of tomorrow head-on. Our alumni are ready to change the world, because when a Ram faces a challenge, it charges.
And we're back here as Angelo State has brought on the kick team. So it'll be a short punt. And it takes a bad bounce for Angelo State into the end zone for a touchback. As Central Washington will line up, start their next drive on the 20-yard line. So Central Washington has a chance to take the lead heading into the locker room. As Central Washington has got the offense cooking right now, 203 total yards here in the first half. Doing most of that on the ground, 126 yards on the ground, led by McGill and Flanagan. As they send the wide receiver in motion, McGill takes a snap, and he'll just keep this one. And he is brought down near the first down marker. Looks like he got 8 on that carry.
McGill on the keeper. Andrew Pitts with the stop.
So McGill gets 7 on that carry. Andrew Pitts and Owen Seaver there for the stop. Wildcats line up quickly. McGill takes a snap and will hand off to Flanagan. Flanagan cuts back and gets to about the 29, almost to the 30-yard line.
And here's a big third down for the Rams defense, Matt. Got a possibility to get a stop with about 2 minutes remaining left in the half. That's plenty of time to drive down the field and get a score.
And third down at a very short one as Flanagan will get the carry, and he is brought down to the backfield. And Angelo State will call a timeout. And it looks like they will get the ball with 2 minutes and 33 seconds here. Still tied at 10, so Angelo State now has a chance to take the lead before the half. Flanagan rushed for a loss of 1 on that third down carry. Eric Rasco made the big tackle here for the Rams. a big third down play that was for the Angelo State defense. Looks like Angelo State will get the ball back with a chance to take the lead going into the locker room. And a big momentum swing that would be.
And yeah, Matt, it'd be a huge momentum swing, especially since you have to kick off to the Wildcats coming out of the half.
The punt team is on for Central Washington. Here's a kick. A kick that gets a good bounce. And it will be down at about the 33, 34-yard line. And that's where Angelo State will start their next drive. Braden Fuller here for Angelo State, 4 for 8, 142 yards and a touchdown. Dishler leading the backfield with 20 yards with 2 carries. Angelo State just 159 total yards. 142 through the air. Just 17 rush yards for Angelo State so far. Open backfield. Fuller takes a snap, spins, makes a defender miss, steps up, and is brought down at around the 49. They'll spot it at midfield. As they spotted the ball at the 47, as the ball did hit off of a Central Washington player around that area, so that's where the referees will down it, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning as we are deadlocked at 10 here with 2 minutes to play here in the half. We'll take a real quick break. You are watching Rams Football live on Flow Sports.
At Shannon, caring for our community is at the heart of everything we do. Our dedicated teams provide hands-on educational opportunities, offering continuing education credits for nursing and EMS providers. We've partnered with the American Heart Association to provide CPR training and kits for high school students and area schools. We participate in numerous community education events, providing current health information and screenings to the public. Shannon, partnering with our community for a healthier future.
And we're back here as the Rams have the ball on midfield with 2 minutes to play. Fuller takes a snap, looks downfield, is pressured, gets out of it, and will just throw this one away. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 from midfield for the Rams. So Rams trying to avoid going 3 and out and giving the ball back to Central Washington with plenty of time to go down and score. Angelo State lines up at 5 wide. Fuller pump fakes, rolls out, gets pressured, and will fire one towards the sideline, and that is caught for a first down. That is Zorhan Rado with the catch and a first down for the Angelo State Rams. Angelo State back in the 5 wide. Fuller takes a snap, will fire down the field up the middle. It is dropped. As that is Zeke Freeman, who found himself open in the middle of the field, just dropped it.
Yeah, Matt, that's a really bad drop. You can't have that, especially when you're trying to go up into half against a really good Central Washington team. This team will make you pay for your big mistakes.
Split backs in the backfield. And on the read option, Fuller takes it, breaks a couple tackles. He's still on his feet. Still on his feet. He is brought down at the 1. What a play by Braden Fuller. Angelo State on the verge of taking the lead.
That's a big play by Fuller there, Matt. Just getting up the field and making up for the mistake, and it's going to be hard for Central Washington now. They still got a timeout if Angelo State leaves plenty of time on the board, but it's going to take a lot.
Fuller takes a snap, will hand it off to Jaden Jones, passes off a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. The Rams have taken the lead with 58 seconds to play here in the half. 16-10 Rams lead, potentially making it 17-10. Here's the snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. 17-10 Rams lead. A big touchdown drive that was right before halftime. And we will take a real quick break. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
Texas Bank, we believe in the power of community. Our roots run deep, intertwined with those who dedicate themselves to making our neighborhoods better places for all. That's why we're proud to serve nonprofits, the heart and soul of our shared mission to create positive change. From providing financial solutions to offering guidance and support, we're here to help nonprofits thrive and continue their invaluable work. Because when our community succeeds, we all reap the rewards.
And we're back, and here's the kickoff. And Central Washington will just let it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. So Central Washington will start their drive with 58 seconds, ball on the 25.
You know, Matt, they have plenty of time to maybe try and get something before going into the halftime, but we'll see what they try and do. They still have one timeout left. So maybe they try and get a field goal or something, especially since they get the ball back at the half, after the half.
And it would be a momentum boost. Yeah, Central Washington gave up the touchdown with 58 seconds, but if they were to go down and score here, either a field goal or a touchdown, it would be a huge momentum boost going into the break.
It absolutely would.
Flanagan is the back in the backfield. McGill takes a snap. And quickly pressure, and he's brought down. That is number 94, Owen Seaver on the sack. The clock still running. Central Washington just one timeout remaining. And unless there's a big play here, Central Washington will go into the break down 7 as they will hand it off to Flanagan, and he has nowhere to go. As Central Washington will just take this down 7 into the locker room. as a big sack there for Owen Seaver probably put the Wildcats to just run the ball and not take any chances of turning the ball over deep in Angelo State deep in their own territory. So that will do it here for the first half. Angelo State leads 7-10 over the Central Washington Wildcats. And we will take a real quick break. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
From visiting high school students enjoying the Ram Band experience, and over 50 volunteers from Goodfellow Air Force Base will pay tribute to our armed forces. The Ram Band invites veterans, active personnel, and families of those who have served to stand and be recognized when your Grant song is played. We ask everyone to pause for a moment of silence to honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our great country. On the battlefield at Gettysburg, the 16th President of these United States, Abraham Lincoln, said that from these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they are here, pay the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, and that this nation under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. No one can question the great sacrifices the men and women of the armed forces have made throughout the centuries. They have served in 2 world wars, the Korean War, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Afghanistan, Iraq, against the continuing war on terror, and by providing aid to those in need when all types of disasters strike. These amazing men and women have made us all swell with pride. Therefore, we honor and thank those that have made and those that continue to make these United States of America the greatest nation in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the front sideline as Colonel Angelo McGinnis, commander of the 17th Training Wing at Goodfellow Air Force Base, delivers the oath of enlistment to the young men and women from San Angelo and surrounding areas who will soon be the newest members of the United States Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on joining the world's greatest Air Force. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders members of the officers appointed over me. According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.
Repeat.
Eagle eyes, zoom out. Set where you normally set for like game stuff.
And it's time now for the First Community Federal Credit Union Kick for Cash. Please welcome Bill Nicola, President and CEO of the First Community Federal Credit Union. Two contestants tonight are Arabella Campo and Wyatt Sutton. Kick will be from the 5-yard line. Arabella will go first. A little low and outside there, Arabella. Next up is Wyatt Sutton. Off the bar. No cash this week, but thanks to First Community for supporting Angelo State Athletics.
Hello and welcome back. Matt Buchanan joined by Levi Horner here in the press box. Angelo State and Central Washington, two of the top teams in the Lone Star Conference going at it. Angelo State leads 17-10 at the half. Both offenses have been moving the ball quite well on these defense who are top 10 in the nation. And both have been doing it in different ways. Angelo State has 150 of their 212 yards through the air. And on the other side, Central Washington has 130 of their 206 yards on the ground. So both teams moving the ball down the field in different ways. Braden Fuller, 5'11", 150 yards and a touchdown for Angelo State. Being able to extend plays is what really helped Angelo State drive down the field and score a touchdown right before the half.
Yeah, Matt, I mean, Braden Fuller's played a phenomenal game. I mean, he's just done a great job, as well as, on the ground as well. I mean, he's passed for 150 yards, he's ran for 43. Braden Fuller has essentially put the Rams in a great position here to win this game and control their own destiny heading into next week against Western Oregon. I mean, so far the Rams have done a great job offensively. They've done a great job controlling the Central Washington offense as well. I mean, the defense and the offense has done a great job. Central Washington's defense has done a great job keeping them in the game, and the offense just has to provide more opportunities for the defense. You can't keep asking the Wildcat defense to continue going out there and winning you this football game, because, I mean, eventually they're going to be fatigued, and it's just, it's not going to be the outcome you would hope for.
And Central Washington will receive the second half kickoff. Levi, how important is it for Central Washington to move down the field and either get 3 or a touchdown?
Oh, it's very important for Central Washington to go down here and really respond. I mean, if they don't, it's going to give the Ram offense all the momentum in the world, especially coming off that touchdown and that huge run from Fuller. I mean, it's just very important here that if you're the Rams, you get a stop. It's very important for the Wildcats to go down and get a score. I mean, it's both ways. I mean, this is a very important drive of this game.
Very important drive indeed. Central Washington looking to get more in the passing game from McGill, as he just has 5 of 10, 76 yards and no touchdowns. But McGill getting it done on the ground, 11 rushes for 71 yards and a touchdown. Flanagan, 11 rushes just for 48 yards and no touchdowns. Both teams pretty even in offense thus far. Both defenses playing really well as well. As we'll take a real quick break, but before that, a word from one of our sponsors at Armstrong Backus. Attention Ram and Ram Bell fans, Armstrong Backus & Company is proud to support Angelo State University. From the field to the court, they've been cheering on the Rams and Ram Bells for decades. Just like ASU, they believe in excellence, dedication, and a winning spirit. Whether it's tackling taxes, auditing your business, or serving up strategic financial planning, Armstrong Backus & Co. is your full-service public accounting firm. From personal tax planning preparation to complex business consulting, they've got the experience you can trust for all your financial needs. So when it's time to balance the books or plan your next big financial move, remember Armstrong Backus Company delivers an experience you can trust. Let's go Rams.
Old Michelob Ultra, courtesy of Saw Your Airball last game. A refreshing Michelob Ultra, courtesy of you have a highlight reel of airballs.
Cheers, my friend.
Welcome back as we are just about to kick things off here to start the second half. Angelo State once again leads 17-10 if you're just now joining us. As the kick goes out of the end zone for a touchback, and McGill will lead his troops back out on the field for Central Washington's first offensive drive of the second half.
Some scoring updates around the conference. Matt, Ross State ended up beating Eastern New Mexico 33-28. Meanwhile, in Kingsville, Texas A&M Kingsville is tied with West Texas A&M 0-0. About 6 minutes into the second quarter. Western Oregon's up on Midwestern State, and those are the scores here.
As Western Oregon, one of the teams still in contention for the Lone Star Conference Championship, as McGinn pulls it and on the read option and scampers out of bounds for about 3 on the carry.
McGill, number 17.
It'll be a 2nd and 7 for Central Washington. Levi, what does this Central Washington offense needs to do in this opening drive?
You know, they just had a lot of missed opportunities in the first half where McGill would kind of overthrow the receivers just a little bit. You know, he just needs to be able to connect on those. And I mean, they're right back.
As that rush from McGill on the option keeper, unable to go anywhere with that. 3rd and 7 for Central Washington now. Wildcats in danger of going 3 and out here. What a big stop this would be for Angelo State to come out of the half and get a stop and get the ball back. Send the man in motion. That is Cook in motion. McGill takes a snap, drops back and fires, finds Cook on the quick hitch. And he is across for the first down.
Marcus Cook gets the reception.
As Cook keeps the drive alive for the Wildcats. And they get a fresh set of downs here start on their first drive of the second half. Wildcats line up in the shotgun. McGill takes a snap and will hand it off to Flanagan. Flanagan had a hole and burst through it for the first down.
Tyler Flanagan.
As Flanagan's first carry of the second half goes for about 13.
At the 48.
Wildcats line up in the pistol. Flanagan is the back in the backfield. McGill takes a snap. Flanagan will take the handoff. And he is brought down to about midfield. Got about 2 on that carry.
On the stop, Dylan Lever.
Lining up with three wide receivers. In motion 1, fake the handoff to Flanagan. And will fire deep across the middle, and that is unable to bring it in. That was number 2, Jalen Grable.
Pass was intended for Jalen Grable.
As McGill took a big hit as soon as he let that pass go. Pressure might have affected that pass as Grable was open. He did have a little bit of space to make the grab, but the throw was underthrown. McGill takes the snap, steps up, and will just decide to keep it. See, he bowls over a couple of Ram defenders, and he is brought down to the Angelo State 46. So that'll bring up 4th down. We'll see what the Wildcats decide to do here.
Jordan McKinney.
This looks like they will bring on the punt team. So good start for the Rams to get the stop. As a rugby-style punt gets a good bounce for Central Washington, is down inside the 5. So a great punt there, works out for Central Washington as Angelo State will begin their next drive. First drive of the second half from the 4-yard line, it looks like.
Now, Matt, again, you're having to count on the Central Washington defense to go out and make a stop. You know, you can't continue to do that and expect to win the game.
But that Central Washington defense very capable of making a play, especially when Angelo State is deep inside their own territory. Fuller takes a snap and will keep it himself, and he is brought down for a minimal gain. Don't think he had any yards there on that carry, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Fuller drops back to pass, pumps fake, runs out of the end zone. He's got space. He bounces it out to the outside. He's run across the 30 to 31. A big scramble there for Braden Fuller to give Angelo State a new set of downs.
Another First Financial first down.
Braden Fuller, 27 yards on that scamper. Lines up in the shotgun, will hand it off to Wilcox. Wilcox cuts it back and gets brought down to about the 35.
Braden Wilcox gets the carry. Stopped on the play by Kuma Scanlon.
Braden is playing. What the hell?
Trips out wide for Angelo State. Sends the tight end in motion, and they swing it back the other way to Wilcox, and he is brought down just short of the first down marker.
Braden Wilcox gets the reception.
You know, big 3rd down here for the Wildcat defense, Matt. As I said, they got to get this Ram offense off the field to give themselves a chance to come back and score a touchdown to tie this game up.
The one guy they got to key in a lot is on Braden Fuller. You saw on that 2nd down and 10 back at the 4-yard line, a 27-yard run. As a timeout is called, we'll take one with him. You're watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're mango tangoing now. Dropping a beat now, feeling the groove now. Luncheon breezy now. Going bananas now. Making moves now. Craving lighter now. Feeling brighter now. Sipping sunshine now. You're on Tropic Time now. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Take your taste buds on a holiday with our new Red Sangria Smoothie and Island Flats.
Here we go, 3rd and 3, 8 minutes and 2 seconds to play here in the third quarter. They send Wilcox out wide. Fuller will just keep it, and I don't think he got there. Looks like he's short of the first down.
It's definitely a punting situation for the Rams, Matt. I don't care if it's 4th and short. You don't want to give Central Washington a prime opportunity on this side of the field.
So Central Washington does their job. They get the Angelo State offense off the field. And a high punt deep received by Cook. Cook will take it, trying to make a couple moves, and he is brought down around the 17, about the 18-yard line. And that is where the Wildcats will start their next drive. Central Washington, they had a little bit of success on their opening drive here in the second half, but the drive stalled out in Angelo State territory. So they still find themselves down 7 with just a little over 7 minutes to go here in the third. So McGill takes a snap, and they fake the jet sweep to Cook, and Flant and McGill is up to the 30 to across the 32, so big, strong running from Kennedy McGill. Daniels is the running back for the Wildcats out there. They send Cook in motion. They hand the jet sweep off to him, and he gets about a yard on that carry. So a 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. Ball on the 34. 6 minutes in, counting to go here in the third. Send a man in motion, and they hand it off to Flanagan, and he is brought down a couple of yards short of the marker. So bring up about a 3rd down and 4. Kenton Allen on the stop here for Angelo State. So 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats.
And here's a big 3rd down for this offense, Matt. Because they need to get anything they can get against this Angelo State defense. They've had so much momentum the defense has for Angelo State.
Split backs in the backfield for the Wildcats. They take the snap. They will hand it off to Daniels, and he rumbles across and is about a yard short. So 4th and 1 and a big decision for Central Washington. It looks like they'll bring on the kick team. So they get 1 first down, but nothing else, and they are forced to punt. And it looks like they drew Angelo State off sides, but no flag was thrown. Angelo State fortunate there not to get flagged for offsides.
As there's a timeout on Central Washington's part, Matt, and their head coach is livid.
As it looked like someone from the Angelo State defensive line jumped off sides, but no flag was thrown. Angelo State very fortunate there. That would have brought a new set of downs for the Wildcats. As we will take a real quick break, you are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
For more than 130 years, First Financial Bank has supported our state's industries and helped our fellow Texans achieve their personal and business goals. As one of the nation's leading community banks, we proudly support the communities we serve, including right here in San Angelo. Our bankers live here, shop here, and our children go to school here. And in the fall, we proudly cheer for the Rams. First Financial Bank, we're Texas. Member FDIC.
Today's game sponsor, First Community Federal Credit Union, has been named San Angelo's favorite credit union for the past 25 years and is the #1 local auto lender.
And we're back as the kick team is still out there for Central Washington. Daniel Stewart, kick one high and deep, gets a good bounce. And that will roll inside the 5. And Central Washington, the second time this half, downs Angelo State inside their own 5-yard line. So good play on special teams here to start off the second half for Central Washington.
Absolutely, Matt. That was a great special teams play there. You know, unfortunately, they couldn't get anything on the drive offensively, but Angelo State's got a chance to respond, Matt. They got a chance to build this lead, and honestly, I would venture to say they need to do that. Otherwise, you're going to keep giving Central Washington hope, and the more you give them hope, the more opportunities they're going to have.
It's Braden Fuller in the shotgun. Jaden Jones, they're right beside him. Line up with 4 wide receivers as they fire to Jones in the flat, and Jones has nowhere to go after that catch. Good for about 2 to 3 yards on that catch. So a 2nd and 7 from the 7 for Angelo State. Jaden Jones out there in the backfield. They send Wallace in motion. And he'll let one fly and overthrows his man. As that was intended for Kel Williams. Had his man beat, but Braden Fuller a little bit too much arm strength on that one. Brings up a 3rd and 7.
This is a great situation for Central Washington, 3rd and long. You know there's only one thing Angelo State can do.
Braden Fuller takes a snap. He's getting pressured, gets out of there, and does he have enough for the first down? No, he does not. So Central Washington defense doing their job once again. They'll force Angelo State to punt. Fuller picked up 5 on that keeper. Angelo State to punt from their own end zone. So the offense for Central Washington might have. Oh, they run into the kicker, and that's going to be good for Angelo State as a flag was thrown back there.
And now Fuller's down. The punter.
As Central Washington brought the house there as Angelo State was punting from their own end zone. And not good for Central Washington. Also not good for Angelo State as their punter is down. And a running into the kicker is called. That will bring up a first down. New set of downs for Angelo State. And a quick read from one of our sponsors at Canes. Whether you need to feed the team or the crowd, Raising Canes has your game plan covered. Guarantee a game day victory meal with delicious hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken finger tailgates and jugs of freshly made iced tea and hand-squeezed lemonade. Feeding hungry fans since 1996, Raising Canes Chicken Fingers. So after that, running into the kicker penalty, 5 yards tacked on at the end of that. And Angelo State will have a fresh set of downs from their own 17-yard line. So what a backbreaker that was for the Central Washington defense.
Absolutely. I mean, that was they had gotten the stop. They had done everything that they needed to do. And then now it's just since the offense back onto the field, Matt.
Not good for Central Washington if Angelo State were to capitalize on that penalty. As it would have been great field position for the offense. But a running into the kicker penalty gives Angelo State new life on this drive. Braden Fuller back out there for Angelo State. They send Freeman in motion on the jet sweep, and he is brought down for a loss. And what a play from the Central Washington defense there on that first down. A loss of 7 on that jet sweep brings up 2nd and 17 for Angelo State. Fuller once again in the shotgun. Jaden Jones is the back. They fake it to him, and Fuller's got some space. He's across the 40, and he is forced out of bounds around the 42. What a play from Braden Fuller, recognizing they crashed in on Jaden Jones and kept it himself for a big gain on the ground. And now they are to a 1st and 10 on the 41. The trips here to the right side. They fake it. Fuller steps up to throw, and he is brought down at around the 42.
And you know, Matt, Central Washington's doing a great job of preventing Fuller from stepping up in the pocket and creating too much damage. He's created some damage on the ground, but not a lot. So they have done a great job. Kudos to the defense for keeping him in contain.
It's about 1 minute and 15 seconds to play and counting here in the third quarter. Low players in the backfield. Fuller will keep it himself, and he's got across the first down marker, but a flag is thrown in the backfield. And it looks like this might be called back. And it will be a hold, so bring that one back 10 yards. As that was called on number 77, Jake Long. So that'll bring it back to a 2nd and 19 from their own 32 for the Rams. Dishler, the back in the backfield for Angelo State. Fuller takes the snap. He steps up, and he will just slide down to about the 35, spotted at about the 34. So a 3rd down and very long for Angelo State here. Another opportunity for Central Washington to give the ball back to their offense here. Late in the 3rd quarter with 15 seconds and counting. Trips here for Angelo State on the right side. Fuller takes the snap. He'll fire one deep. He's got a man underthrown, and it is incomplete. And a flag is called. Kyle Bradford was the intended receiver. And
the
this
Central
might
Washington
be.
coaches can't believe it, Matt. That one's a tough one.
As the ball was underthrown, and it looks like they're going to call this a pass interference on Central Washington. And that is a backbreaker for Central Washington. Again, not able to get off the field. And new life for Angelo State again. The offense getting bailed out by these penalties right now from Central Washington.
You know, at what point will Angelo State capitalize on those penalties, Matt? I mean, they've had plenty of opportunities, and they still lead by 17 with 4 seconds left in the 3rd, but you're going to have to capitalize at some point.
As they hand it off to Dishler, and he's going to get about 3 on that carry. And that will do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. Angelo State still leads 17-10. You are watching Rams football live on Flo Sports.
This is where we live, a place where trucks are the backbone of our lifestyle, as essential as a roof over our head and clothes on our back. When having a truck is essential, you should drive a Tundra from Mitchell Toyota. A Toyota Tundra is a formidable combination of power, space, technology, safety, fuel efficiency, reliability, and value retention. Plus, it's a great-looking truck. Come see us at Mitchell Toyota, where we put the deal back in dealership.
Dear San Angelo, we share the belief that expectations are meant to be exceeded.
You think a pat on the back and trust should be earned.
You admire those who always do their best and bring out the best in others.
You believe we should always help our neighbor.
You have a history of embracing excellence and professionalism.
You feel the way we treat each other reflects our community's character.
We are proud to say, San Angelo, you are our hometown.
And we're back here, 2nd and 8, start of the 4th quarter. As they hand it off to Dishler, and he's got room. He tries to hurdle a defender and is brought down, but not before he gets across the 39 for a first down. The first financial first down for Angelo State. Ball on the 37 for Angelo State. They fake it to Dishler. Fuller, and the pocket collapses, and he is brought down for a sack. And someone for Central Washington was brought down. The sideline and the coaches right next to us in the booth really wanted a flag there, but none called. As that player is down for Central Washington. As after the play, a lineman for Angelo State just brought down. That is number 31, Bryson Endale, who's down. They brought down Bryson Endale after the play, and no flag was called. As Endale's helped to his feet, and he's walking on his own power, which is good to see.
I think the refs might be reviewing it. Or no. I was about to say, I wouldn't think that's a reviewable play, but he was walking like he was walking towards the replay a booth.
So 2nd and 14 after the sack. 4 wide. And Fuller thought about throwing it, steps up to the pocket, and he is brought down again. A loss of about 1, so he's sacked for a loss of 1 there. So a 3rd and 14 for Angelo State. And once again, a big defensive play here for Central Washington. They motion Donnie Bishop. Fuller steps up in the pocket. Pocket collapses, and he is brought down by number 48, Tyler King, on the play. And a big sack for the Central Washington defense.
And again, Matt, the Central Washington defense doing their job. At what point will the offense go down the field and do their job?
Once again, the defense giving opportunity to the offense to go down the field and score, keeping it a 1-possession game. As a punt, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. As Central Washington will take over from the 20. And we'll take a quick break. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports. And we're back here. Tyler Flanagan with the grab for about 5 yards on that pull at 4 yards. So bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. Approaching 12 minutes to play here in the final quarter of play. Flanagan out there in the backfield. It's the Wildcats line up in the pistol. They hand it off to Flanagan, and he's got room up the middle. And he is almost to the first down marker. So that'll bring up a 3rd and about 1 for the Wildcats.
And here's a big 3rd down for the Wildcat offense, Matt. They got to get this.
McGill under center will hand it off to Flanagan. And he bursts through a little hole and gets across to about the 35-yard line. Eric Rasco on the stop for Angelo State. In each of the offensive drives for Central Washington, they did start off getting a first down, but ultimately did have to punt here in the second half for the offense. It's Flanagan out there They fake the handoff to him. McGill wants it deep, and it is caught. That is number 18. Morrison with the grab. And Central Washington out to the 40-yard line of Angelo State. Big play there, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
That was a great play there by the Wildcats, Matt, being able to get up the field. Let's see if they can get into the end zone here on this drive on the 40-yard line in Angelo State territory.
They line up in the pistol, and they fire a quick out, and that is incomplete, knocked out of the hands of Morrison. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. So big opportunity here for the Wildcats in Angelo State territory. They line up, they fake it, and they're going to throw it deep to the tight end. That is tipped up and incomplete. As a flag is thrown on the far side of the field. Let's see what the referees call here. And an ineligible receiver downfield. The 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down. So a 2nd and long here for the Wildcats. Ball on the 45. They line up with 4 wide here. They motion Cook, and they fake the jet sweep, and they keep it with McGill, and he pushes across for about 4 yards. 3 yards on that carry. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 12 from the 42 for the Wildcats. Flanagan comes back into the game for the Wildcats as the running back. Just under 10 to play here in the 4th. Rams still lead 17-10. McGill lines up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers in the formation. McGill will drop back to pass. Steps up and breaks one and fires it to the sideline. That is caught.
Yeah, it's right there at the sticks, Matt. And I venture to say if they don't get it, they're still going to go for it.
And that was caught by Grable there on the play.
And they will give it to him.
And they move the sticks. What a great play from McGill there in the pocket, buying time and finding a receiver on the sideline for the 1st down. A new set of downs here for the Wildcats. They line up in the pistol. They hand the ball off to Flanagan, and Flanagan will push forward. Still fighting, and forward progress is stopped at around the 27-yard line. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Flanagan coming out of the game. Flanagan up to 70 yards on the ground with 17 attempts. 4 wide receivers out there. McGill in the shotgun. McGill will drop back to pass. Getting pressure, throws off his back foot in the end zone. That is almost picked off through the hands of Jordan McKinney. No receiver was in the area.
And, man, did he get lucky there, Matt, as he almost just gave a possession away when they can't afford to give a possession away with 8:01 left in this game. Instead, the Wildcats lived to fight another down.
So 3rd and 7, another big third down here for the Wildcats with 8:01 to play here in the fourth. Dylan Neely on the pressure there. They send Flanagan out in motion. McGill steps up in the pocket, fires across the middle, and is picked off. Is brought down. That is number 9 for Angelo State. Kenton Allen read the eyes of McGill and gets the pick. And another backbreaker for Central Washington.
And yeah, Matt, I mean, and now, again, your defense is having to come up with a big play again.
The defense back out there for Central Washington. Desperately needing a big play here, Central Washington, from their defense as they come with the blitz here, and Fuller's brought down to the ground for a sack.
And, man, that was just a great blitz there and just a great finish on the tackle. And you're not going to find plays much better than that, Matt. That was just a great play there defensively.
As Central Washington revved up the pressure there, brought down Fuller for the sack. Be a 2nd and 17. Ball on the 21 for the Angelo State Rams. They send the tight end in motion. They swing it out to Dishler, and Dishler's got room across the 30 and got most of that yardage back. So 11-yard gain on that pass out to Dishler. Let's make it a 3rd and 6 for Angelo State.
And that clock is ticking, Matt. That is one of the most important things. And with Central Washington with only 2 timeouts, they're going to wish they had that 3rd one, quite possibly. If you're Angelo State, there's no need to panic if you don't get it here.
5 wide. Fuller steps up to pass. And there's a flag thrown to the backfield. Looks like that will be holding as Fuller got the first down, but it looks like they'll come back. We'll see what the call is. And that is Salakilu on the holding call. So that will back up Angelo State 10 more yards. It will be a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16 for the Rams. Once again, can this Central Washington defense force another punt? As they bring pressure, Fuller steps up in the pocket, and he is hurried out of bounds, but nowhere to go on that play, and Angelo State once again forced to punt. Clock at the 6-minute mark here in the fourth. And a short punt received by Cook off the bounce, and he brings it across the 40 down to about the 43. So good starting field position for the Wildcats here with 5:48 to play. Angelo State leads 17-10. You're watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
Take a look at the video board for a QR code that provides a $15 credit for an Uber ride. Provide a safe option for our Ram fan. Decide to ride.
You've got to do your best to stand the test for all ASU. Hail alma mater, hail Blue Collar ASU.
And we're back. The Central Washington offense back out on the field. Still down 7 on the 43-yard line. And they try a flea flicker here. So he steps up, and he is brought down for the sack. It's a big play by Angelo State. Not fooled by the flea flicker. Able to get pressure on McGill.
It's a big deal for the Rams defense, Matt, trying to get these last few key stops to win this football game and possibly the conference championship. As if Angelo State wins this game, all it would take a win next week, as long as Midwestern State does not come back and beat Western Oregon.
And they keep it with McGill, and be about 3rd and 9. Another big third down for this Central Washington offense. As Grable's down ahead of the play. And the trainers will tend to him. While they do, we'll take a quick break. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
Dear Texas, we know how much you love brisket. We got you. We took mouth-watering brisket, slowly pit smoked for 12 hours, and combined it with your favorite queso and pico. And so, H-E-B brisket queso.
Thank you to H-E-B, proudly serving Texans since 1905. Shop your neighborhood H-E-B for everyday low prices and great deals on your family's favorite fresh produce, meat, seafood, and more. Stop on by, see why at H-E-B. Here, everything is better.
And we're back here, both teams out on the field for this big third down for both teams. Central Washington still down 7. As McGill takes a snap, will step up, and he'll try to rush for the first down. He's got it across the 40, down to about the 35-yard line. What a play from McGill. Nice play from Kennedy McGill to keep the drive alive. It is what is becoming to be crunch time here with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. as McGill will take the snap, and they'll hand it off to Flanagan. He's got about 2 on that carry.
Flanagan on the carry. Tackle on the play by Zach Burton. Owen Seaver assisted on the tackle.
So 3:25 and counting here left to go in the fourth quarter. Central Washington again in Angelo State territory. Looking to get a touchdown and an extra point, which will tie the game up. They fake the jet sweep, and McGill is brought down to about the 30. So another big third down for the Central Washington offense.
Matt, not just that, a big third down for the Rams defense, trying to get off the field and solidify this win. I mean, you know it's 4-down territory no matter what.
They line up with split backs in the backfield. Trips on the left side. And they throw a little swing pass to Cook. He makes a man miss. And he gets the first down. So big screenplay drawn up there from Central Washington to keep the drive alive. With 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play here as we approach the 2-minute warning. Angelo State leads 17-10.
That is the 2-minute warning.
That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Rams lead by 7. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports.
At Shannon, caring for our community is at the heart of everything we do. Our dedicated teams provide hands-on educational opportunities, offering continuing education credits for nursing and EMS providers. We've partnered with the American Heart Association to provide CPR training and kits for high school students and area schools. We participate in numerous community education events, providing current health information and screenings to the public. Shannon, partnering with our community for a healthier future.
Hey, Ram fans, be sure to make your way down to the field at the conclusion of the game. The team will come back to the field after a quick locker room meeting to thank their fans. Yeah. I got news.
And we're back here. Rams up 7. Central Washington in the red zone, though. Knocking on the door. They hand it off to Flanagan. And he has stood up. He's got nowhere to go. Got a good free yard there. Central Washington 4th in the Lone Star Conference in red zone offense. They're 25 of 32 in the red zone. Angelo State is 4th in red zone defense. McGill lines up in the shotgun. They fake the jet sweep. He rolls out. McGill will take it his own, and he is across the 10-yard line, brought down about the 9.
It'll be 1st and goal with 1:08 remaining, Matt. And, man, the game does not get much more bigger than this.
So it'll be a 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Knocking on the door, Rams still clinging to a 17-10 lead with just under a minute to play here in the 4th. They line up in the pistol. They hand it off to Flanagan, and he bursts through the hole. Touchdown, Central Washington.
And now this brings the question, Matt.
Do you go for two? Yeah, we were thinking the same thing there, Levi. 34 seconds to play. The big question mark here, what is Central Washington going to do?
The offense is on the field.
The offense is lining up on the field. So here we go. It looks like Central Washington will try and go for two and the possible win. McGill in the shotgun. They send Flanagan out in motion.
And that's a false start.
That's going to be a false start, and it looks like Central Washington might kick the extra point now. And yep, Central Washington is bringing on the kick team. So a big extra point coming here for Britain to tie things up at 17.
Now here's the question, Matt. Depending on if they make the PAT, do the Rams with their 34 seconds and 2 timeouts try to drive down the field and kick a game-winning field goal, or do you just take your chances in overtime?
As Britain lines up for the extra point, which will tie things up. It is up. And it is no good! He shaked it to the left.
Wow.
Wow! Britain's extra point wide left. And now Central Washington, the false start penalty when they're trying to go for two leads to a shanked extra point to the left. Wow. Angelo State still leads by 1.
Now there's still a chance. They have the onside kick, so this game is not over yet.
Central Washington needs to get the onside kick here. This game is not over yet. Angelo State still has to recover the onside kick. You got to wonder what went wrong with the kick there. The snap was good. The hold was good.
And Matt, the head coach for Central Washington is letting the official hear it. He is not happy. He started walking over that way, and the coach had to hold him back from getting a personal foul penalty.
And now here we go, the play of the game right here, the onside kick. And a timeout called. Timeout Rams. Coach Gersh wants to talk to his team a little more before this onside kick.
And their coach is still heated, Matt. He is still talking to the officials.
Not sure what he is mad about.
Pretty sure it's about the false start.
The false start penalty, which brings it to what should still be a chip shot for Britton. Britton shanks the extra point. And now Angelo State has a 1-point lead. All they have to do is recover the onside kick. And they are one win away from a Lone Star Conference championship.
That is if Western Oregon holds on. They are up 21-16 right now with 8:20 remaining.
Western Oregon playing at Wichita Falls, trying to stay in the conference championship race. And here's the onside kick. It takes a big bounce, and it is knocked out of bounds. That will do it. Angelo State will take possession. Central Washington can only stop the clock twice. And that should do it. Angelo State, 33 seconds away from being one win away from the Lone Star Conference championship.
And Matt, took a good bounce. I mean, it just took a great. It just unfortunately went out a little too soon.
Angelo State will line up in victory formation here. Fuller will take a kneel. Does Central Washington stop the clock? They can only do it twice. It doesn't look like they are.
I think they're just accepting defeat.
And that will do it here in San Angelo, Texas. Angelo State stays atop the Lone Star Conference standings with a huge win over Central Washington, 17-16. San Angelo State will now go on the road to Monmouth, Oregon for a big Lone Star Conference championship showdown against Western Oregon. If Western Oregon hangs on against Midwestern State, and we'll be back with the post-game show after this. You are watching Rams football live on Flow Sports. And we're back here, and in just a few moments we will hear from our sideline reporter, Maddie Mendoza. She interviews Coach Gersh after this huge win against Central Washington by a score of 17-16. As we have Coach Gersh down there right now, that's what we hear from Maddie. Maddie?
Coach Jeff Gersh. Coach, what a nail biter, what an ending here against Central Washington. Just give me your thoughts after this one.
Well, they're a really good football team. Central Wash is. It's just crazy how the football gods play things out at times. The ball bounces your way sometimes, and it bounces away from you sometimes. And it bounced our way tonight. We knew we could put some pressure on him on that last kick, and he's missed a couple. And we wanted to make sure we got good pressure on him, and we did all week in film. We were good at it. So just an outstanding football game. I'm proud of our guys to just keep battling. We didn't play our best game at times, but I'm really proud because when you don't play your best game and still win against a very good football team, you have a good football team. So we're going to keep battling, getting better, and get ready for Western Oregon now.
And Coach, you mentioned Western Oregon. That's a long road trip next week. What is the message to the team this week during practice to keep this momentum going and to keep strong mentally heading into the road trip?
Yeah, you're right, Maddie. It's a long ways away, but we're going to, we've traveled out there before, so to continue to get better, we preach going 1-0 each week. We got that done this week. We're going to preach it again starting on Monday when we get back with them in the weight room in the morning. So, just excited with them, but the message is go 1-0 next week and go get another win.
Perfect. Coach, that's all I got for you. I'll let you go enjoy this win.
Thanks, Manny.
Back to you, Matt and Levi.
Thank you, Maddie. As Coach Gersh clearly happy with his team after the huge win, and they're one win away from winning the Lone Star Conference after upsetting number 17th ranked Central Washington here at home. Here, look on a couple of stats real quick. Braden Fuller, 8 of 15, 168 yards through the air and a touchdown, adding on 94 yards on the ground. So a great dual threat game from Braden Fuller, getting it done through the air and on the ground. Dishler chipped in 35 yards on 4 rushes as well in the rushing game. And Jordan Rideau, 48 yards with 2 catches. Dishler, 2 catches, 34 yards. And Zeke Freeman off that opening play touchdown on the first play of scrimmage, 1 catch, 75 yards, and a touchdown. For Central Washington, McGill had 130 yards on the ground with 21 rushes and a touchdown, 10 of 19, 136 yards. Flanagan with 91 yards on the ground. Cook with 73 yards with 5 catches, 2 catches and 30 yards for Grable. And Morrison with 2 catches and 29 yards for Central Washington. Angelo State had 291 total yards of offense. Central Washington defense doing a great job of shutting out Angelo State in the second half, but the offense for Central Washington just could not punch it through until the end. And then 4 words are going to haunt Ellensburg, Washington tonight: a false start and wide left. After the 2-point conversion false start, and then the wide left extra point that would have tied things up and would most likely sent the game into overtime. With that win, Angelo State would now probably be ranked. They were on the outside looking in the Division II polls, as they were the first team out receiving votes, as they will most likely, thanks to this upset win over the number 17th ranked Central Washington Wildcats, they'll most likely move into the rankings, and they move themselves 1 win away from winning a Lone Star Conference championship. That will do it here tonight. I'm Matthew Kamen and Levi Horner saying goodbye and good night. Thank you for watching.